What's up, everybody? Welcome to Awesemo.com's Night Shift for Monday, June 4th. Guess what, people? This one's going to be crappy. We have an absolutely awful Monday slate. 4 games, only 1 game starting at 7 o'clock. It's just really not an appealing slate. But that's not going to stop me from taking a look at it early, making sure people can hear this in the morning. We've got 4 games: Yankees and Tigers, Royals, Angels, Braves, Padres, and Diamondbacks and Giants. In my opinion, it's going to be a very popular Yankees stack. 5.8 run implied total. Very clearly the top on the slate right now. I've got them 0.9 runs higher than the Angels, who would be second. With a slate like this, Tigers are throwing Mike Fiers. Yankees are 65% to win. I mean, they're going to just be an overwhelmingly popular stack tomorrow. And with good reason. Everyone in the lineup looks great. Gardner, Judge, Bird, Stanton, Sanchez, Gregorius, Hicks, Andujar, and Torres. I'm going to have all of these guys in abundance. It's really hard to avoid it, too. I don't really even see anybody that stands out poorly. I don't really love Gregorius's price on FanDuel, but I mean, there's 8 shortstops that you could possibly roster. I can only imagine how much I'll even get to him just on that price that I don't even care for all that much. If I take a look at just shortstops, I have Gregorius with pretty obviously the highest projection of the slate, a full 1.1 FanDuel points ahead of Andrelton Simmons, and then somewhere in the neighborhood of like 0.8 points ahead of Andrelton Simmons on DK. So Gregorius is going to be popular, even though I don't love the price point, but you just need the Yankees tomorrow, or at least you're going to need the Yankees plus something. You probably want to go to a contrarian stack in like a single entry tournament. They might be over-owned. We'll check our ownership projections in the morning to see, but as of right now, I'm all over the Yankees, and I'm all over Domingo Germán as well. 6,600 on FanDuel, just an absolute bargain price. I think he looks like a really nice option. Even if I discount expected innings, like I expected him to throw 6, but even if I cut that back a little bit, he's coming out as, quite possibly the best pitching option of the slate on FanDuel. On DK, 5,600. Nope, I'm reading that wrong. 8,700. My apologies. The third most expensive pitcher. I think that he'll be relatively popular. I think that he should be probably one of the top 2 owned, but I'm going to end up with a ton of Domingo Germán on FanDuel in particular, but DK, whether he's my first pitcher and I drop down to, potentially Derek Holland as an SP2, or if Germán is my 2 with, maybe Tehran. I don't know. I don't really love the pitching on DK tomorrow. Yankees will be the primary stack. Domingo Germán, a primary pitcher. If I'm looking at other potential stacks, the Angels and the Diamondbacks are most likely going to be my second and third stacks on both sites. Tigers 4th. That's where I'm sitting right now. I expect that to hold. If I take a look at the Angels, 4.9 run implied total, so second highest on the slate. They're 1.3 runs ahead of the Royals. Danny Duffy is not looking great for tomorrow as an option with that 4.9 run implied total and the Angels 63% to win. I will be liking Tropiano quite a bit. I like Germán more than Tropiano on FanDuel because of the price. He's $1,400 cheaper. But on DK, Tropiano is actually $400 cheaper than Germán. So I'll probably end up with more Tropiano on DK. And I think that Germán and Tropiano as a stack would work really nicely, particularly with the Yankees stack, since they'll be I said Germán and Tropiano as a stack. I meant Germán and Tropiano as a pitching duo. But Yankee stack will be relatively expensive, and Herman and Tropiano you can fit in pretty easily. Most likely with a Diamondback stack, which should be relatively cheap. An Angel stack, if you're not going to the Yankees, would probably be the second option you would want. Kinsler, Trout, Upton, and Pujols at the top of that lineup look particularly tasty, getting that righty versus lefty platoon matchup. You're always looking for something like that. Andrelton Simmons in the 5-hole as a shortstop I think would be a nice option there as well. I will have quite a bit of Angel stacks. To get a first baseman, a second baseman, a shortstop, and 2 outfielders, and when those outfielders include Mike Trout, that's a powerful stack. If the Angels pop off, I'd be happy to have that sort of piece. I don't expect to have too much of the Royals. I can't imagine going that direction. We'll see in the morning, I guess, but 3.6 run implied total. Not a lot to write home about. 118 ISO against righties this season is just sort of dull. Not a direction I want to go. If I look at Braves and Padres, Braves have a 3.6 run implied total. Padres 3.9. Man, it's Julio Teheran and Clayton Richard, and I don't know, maybe a little bit of Richard. Oh man, he's just so not good. But to be able to get a pitcher in Petco, I'm just a little nervous of the Braves bats. They've absolutely nuked left-handed pitching this year. Super low K rate, big time slugging, big time ISO, weighted runs created plus of 130. The park is really bringing them down here. I can see Clayton Richard being relatively. I mean, everybody's going to be relatively popular. You need to put out 200% of ownership across 8 guys. So, that's a pretty healthy average just right off the bat. I can't imagine being overweight on Clayton Richard. He's just not the kind of guy that I normally roster. And my boy Julio is not going to pick up a ton of roster spots for me. I mean, I'll probably own every single pitcher that goes tomorrow. I won't be happy about it, but I would expect Teheran to be towards the lower end. He's just not a bargain at that $9,800 price point on DK. $7,600 on FanDuel is a little more feasible. I'd rather have Teheran at his price on FanDuel than Godley tomorrow. But maybe on both sites, Godley just not looking like the best option. If we're looking at bats in that Braves and Padres game, guys just standing out for me right now, probably Ozzie Albies, and that's it. If we're looking at the Padres side, I think Eric Hosmer, 3,700 on FanDuel, 3,800 on DK would be a nice option. Travis Jankowski, if he actually does lead off, I mean, not that there's any pop in that bat, but 2,700 for a leadoff hitter, I'd look that direction on FanDuel. You can get to the other guys in the Padres lineup, but that's not my favorite look. I think we should take a look at the final game, Diamondbacks and Giants. And Jake and I will break this down a little bit more in depth tomorrow morning when we do our show, and we'll be able to take some time to do it. We won't be going live for this one tomorrow morning. It's just no real reason to do that. But Diamondbacks and Giants, Godley and Holland. Godley 8,500 on FanDuel, 10-2 on DK. I am not expecting to have much Zach Godley tomorrow. I'd like to be under the field. I hope that he's owned a lot. I'd rather go the directions in the middle with Herman and Tropiano. If we're talking pitchers, or we're talking hitters rather, like I said, that Diamondback stack is a stack that I like just because of their price point. Jared Dyson on FanDuel, 2,300, 3,300 on DK. I love it. It'll go well with the Yankees. Nick Ahmed, 2,400, 3,200 on DK. I like that a lot. And I like this just as a stack on a 4-game slate. Like, Nick Ahmed's bad, Jared Dyson's bad. I just like it for the chance to have a low-owned stack. Getting Goldschmidt as part of it all, 4,200 and 4,800. you know, I won't have it. Like, I'll have a ton of Goldschmidt tomorrow. Gold shit. Yeah, whatever. J.R. Murphy is a guy that I get a lot as a catcher option. I'll be fine there. I'm just going to have a lot of Diamondbacks because they make things work because they have the lowish price tag. The 4-run implied total, it's 4th highest. You know, Yankees and Angels are nowhere near the field with that. Tigers are at 4.2. Giants are at 4. Diamondbacks at 3.7. So I read that backwards. I'm talking myself out of the Diamondbacks as I see this more, but Goldschmidt's just so damn good, and those prices are lower than they probably should be on FanDuel by a couple $100. I'll like the Diamondbacks more as a FanDuel stack than I will as a DK stack. I'll probably be more on the Tigers on DK. That's about all I've got to touch on today. I know I was kind of rambly. These 4-game slates are tough to break down because, I mean, ownership, like, everybody's just going to get a big chunk of ownership. It's going to be really essential to have, because I'll have every team, getting the correct lineups is really crucial here, making sure we have the right people in. So things could change wildly from our morning show to our night show. So while it's still good information, like Jake and I will dig in a little bit more in depth. The live stream tomorrow with Chris and I will be what you want to look for. We'll be able to drill into each of these teams pretty deep and give our opinions on everything. So that's all I've got right now. Check out everything on the site, whether that's the last legs of our basketball coverage from Chris, if we've got any additional hockey coverage coming from Jake, all of our baseball stuff, interviews with Alex. I just dropped a new Playline article looking at player correlations for NBA stats. So check that out. And yeah, like and subscribe, everybody. That is the end of this night shift. I'll see you guys in the morning.